welcome to today's Village in Motion. I'm Diane Gatzis-Havinga. I'll be your host, and I'm also the Channel 6 and AV manager here at Green Spring. And first I want to explain something. You know, live television is one of the most exciting medias you can be involved with. And a perfect example took place just this morning when we were getting ready for the show, when we had a little technical glitch, which took us about a half an hour to solve, which is why we were delayed in starting on time today. But that's what makes television, live television, so exciting. And I'm going to talk a little bit more later on how you can get involved in something that really is, you just never know what's going to happen type event, and I think you'll be interested in helping us with that. But first, I'd like to take you back to what happened here at Channel 6 about 6 months ago. We started with what we call our digital conversion, and I know a lot of people have questions, and there's been a lot of bumps along the way. First, let me say that we are working really hard with general services, with our cable providers, and with our team of engineers that we contract to help us with maintenance of our equipment in emergencies like we had today. In fact, I want to take a time out right now to give a shout out to our maintenance engineer who, believe it or not, he's on vacation. He called me when I called him, because we have each other's cell numbers, and he actually called while he was on vacation to help solve the issue that we had today. So, I mean, we work with some wonderful people, and again, a great shout out to Jim Taylor, our CEI maintenance engineer, because he really always demonstrates above and beyond capability. So working with all these people, we constantly adjust and monitor what's going on campus, and we're trying to improve our signal. It's taken a lot longer than we hope, but hopefully the next time you see me on a Channel 6 update, I'm going to have great news to say we've solved all our issues. But first, let's go back to where we were, again, about 6 months ago when we started our actual construction of our new equipment. We took our old control room and really transformed it. So here you're seeing some of the workers actually installing our equipment. We had a crew of about, I think it was 4 to 5 people from CEI, who is our maintenance contractor, who was contracted to go ahead and outfit all our new equipment. The equipment went from analog, which is really now, I'm going to call it an ancient format. It kind of still exists in the world, but really, I think in another 3 to 5 years, analog will be completely gone. You won't be able to have any equipment that will be maintained with the analog format, and it's now digital. And a lot of people say, well, why did you do this? Well, it wasn't us. It was the U.S. government who about 10 years ago changed the format for television from analog to digital to high definition. Europe actually had done it before us, and there was kind of, giving a little historical background, there was after World War II, television really started to take off in the United States because we weren't devastated with the war versus Europe, who had to deal with trying to figure out how they were going to rebuild after World War II. So the advantage for the U.S. was television started and it blossomed and bloomed. Europe caught up, but by the time Europe was able to really get involved with the television medium, things had evolved and they actually had a better system, a clearer, cleaner system than the U.S. So it took us a while to kind of get back. So now we're all kind of on the same wavelength in terms of quality. Things keep changing dramatically. As you know, you've heard of things like 4K television, At one point, they were trouncing, 3D television was the way to go. I'm pretty sure that's pretty much dead at this point. But, innovations keep going. And so we just needed to catch up with the rest of the United States. So as you see, lots of wiring, lots of stuff that needed to be taken out and regroup. Some of you, when you walk by Channel 6, you're probably wondering, well, I don't really see a big change. Well, hopefully what we're showing you, you'll be able to see that there was a big change. Some of the equipment got bigger. We installed a lot more monitors. Everything's computerized now. And that one gentleman you see right now with the glasses, that's the engineer I was talking about, Jim Taylor. He's here sometimes. He's literally our fourth full-time employee at times. And he spent I'm going to say weeks, literally, and his counterpart, Mike, who helped install the equipment, they spent weeks in months actually designing the system, and then the installation took place. So we're still in a phase where the equipment is installed. We are ready to go completely digital and high definition, but we kind of hit a snag. And the snag is getting our signal from Channel 6 over to Garden Ridge, which is where all the cable equipment, what we call the head end, is located. All the television signals come through this head end and gets distributed out to the campus. And right now, we haven't been able to make that full jump to digital and high D. So people keep asking me, well, are you digital or are you analog? And the answer is kind of both. We are ready at a moment's notice. As soon as the final hookup, which we're hoping will happen, I know we use the word soon, I'm told maybe the third quarter, everything will be done. Once that initial phase is over with, we will actually be able to just hit a switch and we will be digital. That's how ready we are here at Channel 6. The other changes that we have made is we're making changes on our set all the time. We're hoping to improve how our guests are able to sit here on the studio in comfort and in ease, and make the whole studio environment a little bit more pleasant for not only our guests and hosts, but also for you, the viewer. So with that in mind, if you have any questions, you can always come and see me, or Andrew Seegers or Avon Price. We'll be happy to give you the nickel tour. We're actually going to have an open house in May that we'll be advertising to invite you, your family, your friends to come on down to the studio. We're going to have some demonstrations about the camera. Here's one that I'm standing next to right now. So that's all coming up the first week of May, and again, we'll be advertising that. The other item that I want to talk to you about is our YouTube channel. And we started the YouTube channel just about a year ago. And you're seeing right now the page on our Mac machine, computer. It's the page you go to when you access the YouTube channel. Now, to get to the YouTube channel, what you need to do is follow this link. On the bottom, you'll see bit.ly, all lowercase, /, G, Greenspring, C for Channel 6. No spaces. It has to be typed in just as you see it up in the browser of your computer. Once you type that in, you are directed to our YouTube channel, which is the page you're seeing right now on the screen. And as you can see, there's all sorts of shows that you can click on and different menus. So we're going to first click on one show, and they're dated. You can open it up full screen if you want to, and here's an example of, hopefully, there it goes. So what we do is we take each morning show and we do a little bit of editing. We take out the announcements. We take out things that really aren't, I don't think, pertinent, or we want to be a little bit more timely, things that aren't going to be out of date. And then we go ahead and piece it together. So you get a kind of abbreviated version of the show that you may have seen today. Now, and there are lots of playlists. I'm not sure really how many shows we have currently, but again, we've been doing this for about a year, so you can see there's a lot of shows. We have also playlists that we group shows. So you can see Village in Motion shows. We have certain playlists where you can see the Video Time Machine shows. We decided a few months ago that we should go ahead and also load those shows. So you can click on, these are groupings that you see. You can click on That's Life. So all the shows that we've done since the beginning of That's Life is posted on our YouTube channel. We have Video Time Machines. We just posted the talent show. So if you missed the talent show, you missed the rebroadcast here at Channel 6, you can go on to the talent show. Well, there you go. And you can actually watch a condensed version of the talent show. By that I mean all you're seeing are the musical acts. I only kept a little bit of Avon and Kelly's introductions. So you can watch that. The other thing you can do, if we can go back to a previous video, Village in Motion, you can access closed caption. And let me demonstrate how you do that. So on the right of your screen, there is a CC for closed caption button. If you click that on, you'll get closed captioning. Now, it's not necessarily a precise word for word. For instance, it says our borders. I don't know. I think it meant board of directors. So the system just basically uses what it's hearing. So some of the words may not be accurate because it's not being transcribed. It is a feature that we get through YouTube. We don't pay anything for this feature. And it can take about 24 to maybe 48 hours before YouTube actually goes ahead and access the closed caption. So if you click on, for instance, today's show, and usually what happens, we do today's show 10 a.m., right? Once the show is over, it needs to be ingested into the YouTube system. It can take another 6 hours, maybe longer, before YouTube gets the material and posts it and publishes, and then it takes maybe another 24 hours before it goes with the closed captioning. So if you put on today's show later on today, you're not going to see closed caption, but as soon as you see that icon, that CC icon, that gives you closed caption. So I think I've talked enough. Again, if you have questions, let us know. We'll be happy to take it through to you. And I also know now, if you go on the YouTube site and just plug in Green Spring Channel 6, you can actually get to our YouTube channel without having to put the BIT link in. And also, I wanted to point out, we'd love for you to subscribe to the channel. And on the main page, there's an icon, as you can see right now, Avon is pointing to it, and it says subscribe. All that allows you to do is get emails when we have posted new videos on our YouTube channels. So it's a nice reminder that, hey, like for instance, the talent show was posted yesterday. So some things aren't necessarily posted right away. It may take a while. And then you get that email that says, hey, something's been posted that you might be interested in. I do want to also say, we do not post internal meetings that are going on campus, we feel that those meetings need to really stay on campus. So Channel 6 will continue to tape most of those meetings. Of course, the major meetings, the coffee with the exec team, resident council, we'll tape them, we'll rebroadcast them, but we will not post them on YouTube. And it's basically more for privacy. We just feel that there's information that once it gets, even though the channel is as private as we can make it, as you know, in the land of the internet, once it's up there, and it's up there pretty much for life. So that's a plus and a negative. The other advantage of YouTube is that if there's a show that you feel your sons and daughters or your grandkids or family or friends would be interested in, all you have to do is send them that link and they can see the show. So technology can be wonderful when it's working, and we're here to help make that happen for you. Now I'd like to change our emphasis and talk about Women's History Month. March is always Women's History Month. A couple of weeks ago, we celebrated the International Women's History Day, and today we're going to spotlight one of our own. We have a resident who moved here about a year and a half ago, a former ambassador, and I think you're going to really love her story. So let's take a moment, sit back, relax, and here is Ambassador Teresa Toll.